So good morning, everyone, and once again, thank you very much for joining the call. Today is our seventh module, right? It's all about cybersecurity incident management lifecycle, right?
Ye-
Today
Yes.
we are going to access the cloud environment. Also, I'll show you how to create cloud resources, right? So before that, I would like to tell you something regarding incident management life cycle, right? So incident management life cycle, correct? So what do you mean by incident? Can you just let me know what is incident?
Incident means something happened to is there any problem and we have to solve the problem?
Hmm, yeah,
Any
we can say that
any unexpected event.
any expected event, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Any other?
Any activity noticed which has been a problem or an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Right.
Possible response required.
Mm, partly right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, any Alian, any idea regarding what is incident?
No, it's just when like something happens, pretty much, I'd say.
Right. So any kind of activity is going to happen. We can term it as a incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of cyber security, right? When we talk about incident, right? So incident is we can say that as we are dealing with the critical environment, right? Critical events, right? So incident refers to the event that compromises the user identity or confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the user data or systems, right? So these can range from minor security breaches to what we can say the major attacks that disrupts the operation of the organization, and which may lead to significant data loss in an organization, right? So there are different types of incident. We can say that we have already discussed the types of different types of cyber attacks, right? So all the cyber attacks comes under the cyber security incidents, right? Make it can be a data breach, it can be a malware infection, it can be a phishing attack, it can be a DOS attack, or an unauthorized access insider attack, or advanced persistent threats, right? So this all comes under the what we can say uh incidents, right? Now if something unusual is happening with you, right? something some activity is happening which is not intended to be happen with you, right? So what you will do, you will try to mitigate that particular activity, right? You will try to stop that incident. You will try to protect your stuff, your data from being stolen by the attacker, right? So this is basically is called the incident response, right? So whenever there is something unusual is happening, you are going to take some precautionary measures, right, in order to prevent the data to be stolen by the attacker, right? So there are certain steps, right, that is comes under these are the guidelines, we can say that, and these are the standard. And NIST means NIST guidelines. NIST is the National Institute of Security Training, right? So it is the worldwide accepted standard which is followed by SOC analyst or incident responder, or we can say CSIR analyst. So these are, we can say that, just a moment guys, I'm expecting some Yeah, sorry guys. Right, so whenever something is unusual happening, right, you have to take some precautionary measures, right? So these are guidelines approved by the NIST, means it's an non-profit organization, and they have created the guidelines which we can say that every job, uh, every what we can say, incident responder or SOC analyst or security analyst have to follow the same guidelines and steps in order to respond to a security incident, right? So first and foremost step is the preparation, right? So we can say that incident response cycle is a structured process, right? And it is designed to manage and respond to a cybersecurity incident effectively, and it minimizes the damage to the organization, right? So first step is the preparation, right? So for preparation, you need to prepare an incident response plan, correct? So incident response plans is a kind of documentary which can be maintained in a comprehensive incident response plan, and it includes the responsibility roles, responsibilities, communication strategies, procedures, what are the steps needed to be required to mitigate the that incident or an attack, right? So there are certain tools, technologies, we can say that can be used for detection and analyzing and responding to that particular incident, correct, right? So first and foremost thing is to be aware about the tools and technologies, right? What approach that we are going to take in order to mitigate that particular incident and attack, right? And what are the different tools and technologies can be used for analyzing, detection, and responding to that particular incident, right? So in this case, we can say that there are multiple technologies can be used. It could be an intrusion detection system, it could be an endpoint detection system, right? EDR, or a communication platform, or an SIEM tool, right? Firewalls, there are a number of technologies can be used to for the detection and analysis of that particular incident, right? After that, you must be aware about these technologies, right? So training and awareness about these technologies is highly critical, because based on these technologies only, and security analyst is going to analyze and find out the indicator of compromise and indicator of attacks, right? And based on that only, an analyst is going to provide you the remediations for recommendation, right? So technical reporting is highly important in training and awareness program. So this is all about the training preparation phase, where we are going to analyze where we are going to prepare the incident response plan. We are going to list out the tools and technologies that can be used in detection and analysis, right? And I've given the multiple examples, right? IDS, IPS, EDR, SIEM tools, firewalls. So these can be used in the preparation phase. Now, second phase is the identification, right? So identification is like identifying the log sources, right? You are going to monitor the network, you are going to monitor the systems, right? Applications and right? So whatever applications, whatever network environment is there, you have to analyze that. Means that what are the how many endpoints, how many computers or laptops are there in your environment, right? How many servers that are there? There is a web server, there is a database server, there is file server, there is an email server, right? There is a production server, there is an right. So these type of asset might be there in your network environment, right? And there might be some, for protection of these environment, you might have installed some firewalls, IDS, IPS, EDR, and all that, right? you have you have to also identify what are the crown jewels, right? Crown jewels means the employees of the company who are sitting at the highest level, right? Means that CEO, CIO, CFOs, these are the what we can say the top management of the company, and their accounts needs to be monitored in very high priority, right? So at that moment you have to analyze that what type of precautionary measures needed to be required to be taken, correct, right? So I think identification is clear. So if you know about the if you know about your environment, right, it becomes very easy to triage the incident. Means whenever some a kind of incident is coming in your environment, you have the clear understanding of your environment, and you can take the proper precautionary measures, right? You can triage the incident, you can find out what are the source IPs, destination IPs, what are the indicator of compromise and unauthorized attempts, right? So you can analyze these security tools in order to triage those incidents. Triaging means finding out the what are the compromised entity, what are the source IP, address IP, what is the severity, right? What are the impact of that incident on our environment, what kind of data is going to be affected, right? So this is all about the triaging an incident, right? So once you identify that the identify the incident, a document in an incident is detailed, right? It means that it includes the type of attack, affected systems, right? Indicator of initial indicator of compromise and potential impact, right? So there these all things comes under the identification, right? The third strategy is the containment, eradication, and recovery, right? This is the most important part while you are working with cybersecurity incident response life cycle, right? So in containment policy, right, you need to implement certain measures to limit the spread of the incident. Means there is, for example, there is a malware infection in your environment, so you have to immediately take some measures to limit the spread of malware in your systems. Means what you can do, you can first of all, if you found that there is an malware infection in an endpoint, what you will do? Well, first of all, you will going to isolate that particular system, right? Then what you can do, if then you analyze that what is the IP address through which this malicious activity has been happened, right? So you will going to find out that particular IP address, and you will going to block that particular IP address, right? If there is an account compromised with user ID and password, right, so you are going to disable that compromised entity, right? So these type of precautionary measures, once you comes under the containment policies, right? This is the short-term containment policy, right? What is the long-term run, right? So you need to develop and keep the incident contained while preparing the eradication and recovery, right? So this might involve applying patches, right? Means that this attack may not happen in future again, right? So you are going to apply the certain types of patches if it is required. You are going to setting up the temporary systems, right? If the account is compromised, it's not like that once it is disabled from your environment, it has to be enabled immediately after doing some precautionary measures, right? So you need to set up these temporary machines for the effective functionality of the organization, right? So you are going to reroute the traffic and all that. So these are certain long-term steps that can be taken for the containment policies, right? Containment means you are going to limit the spread of the what we can say malicious activity in your environment, right? So whatever impact is happening in your environment, you need to minimize the impact of operations, right, and prevent the attacker from further exploitation of the vulnerabilities, right? So this is all about containment policies, right? There is a short-term containment, long-term, and you need to control the uh, if impact of that particular incident on on environment by exploiting the vulnerabilities, right? Is it clear to you guys, these three steps,
Yes, but
right? So the second thing is eradication, right? So these three steps are taken care simultaneously, means at a single stage we need to take care of the containment also, eradication also, and recovery also. So what comes under eradication? Eradication means you are going to eliminate the root cause of the incident, right? Once you find out that there is a compromise activity in your environment, right, you have disabled the and that particular disable the compromised entity, or you find out the source of infection, or you have isolated the in isolated the system, right? So next thing is to eliminate the root cause, means what actually happened due to this incident. Mean this could involve removing the malware, means closing the vulnerabilities, disabling compromised accounts, right? So once you find out that there is a malware infection, right, so what you will do there, you will take some antivirus programs or something like that. You will scan the whole system and try to remove the viruses and malwares from the from your systems, right? Yeah, if you find out that their attacker try to exploit a kind of vulnerability in your environment, right? So what they will do, they will close that particular vulnerability, right? And if the account is compromised, and they'll start disabling that particular account, right? After that, they will try to remove the traces of that incident, means whatever traces like malicious files, means logs, and they will try to restore the system to pre-initial stage, means whenever till it's working fine, they will try to remove the traces of that particular incident, remove the malicious files, cleaning up the logs, and restore the system to pre-initial state, right? After that, they will analyze that, apply certain patches, right, and security updates to prevent the vulnerability from being exploited again in the future. Correct? So this comes under the eradication policies, right? So you are going to identify the root cause, right? You will try to remove it from your systems, close the vulnerability, apply patches, right? Say, and the next step is the recovery. Means you are going to restore your system back to the pre-incident state. Means before it's working fine, we are going to restore that particular system at that point, right? So it validates the affected systems services to ensure that they're operating normally and securely, right? This may involve reinstalling operating system, restoring data and backups, right, and reconfiguration settings. So recovery is like you are restoring back to the normal functioning of that particular system into the network, right? After that, in recovery mode, you are going to continuously monitor the system very closely, right, and for finding out if there is any signs of the threat and reinfection, right? And the communication with the user is highly important, because whenever an unusual activity is happening in your environment, only security analyst can detect it, but you have to communicate effectively with the users also, in order to keep track of their activities into their environment, right? So this is all about the in containment, eradication, and recovery, right? In these three steps, do you have any doubt, any query?
as of now, not but
Containment,
No.
eradication, and recovery,
Not
right?
yet.
Okay. The next last thing is the post-incident activity, right? Means we can say that lesson learned. What type of lesson can be learned from that particular incident, right? So we can say that uh, we need to conduct a thorough review of the incident. Means after once that incident happened, detected and analyzed, containment, eradication, and recovery is already done, right? After that, we need to review that incident. Means we need to conduct a thorough review of that incident, focusing on what happened, how it is handled, how can we improve, is our team if is effective enough to handle that particular incident, or we have proper tools and technologies. So this review has to be taken, thorough review has to be taken in order to what we can say, that that security incident may not happen in future again, right? So after documenting these things, you need to have a meeting with the key stakeholders, means the key persons of that company, right? You have to present these document to them. You have to present these findings, right? Including their timelines, what are the actions taken, what are the effectiveness of the response, and this documentation is vital for refining the incident response plans. Because see, once there is any kind of incident is happen in your environment, right? And you have followed the incident response life cycle in order to mitigate that particular incident, right? So yeah, and each and every point, you in future you can refine these incident response plans, right? so that in future, if same kind of incident is happening in your environment, it's very easy for you to effectively manage and mitigate that particular security breach from your environment. Is it clear? So you need to plan and process the updates, right? You need to provide the standard operating procedures to mitigate that particular incident, right? You need to update the incident response plans. You need to modify the security policies, and based on that, you need to define the lesson learned, so that organization resilience to future incident is got improved, right? Is it clear to you guys? Incident response life cycle,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes.
So, in any doubts in this?
Not yet.
Okay, just a moment. I'm expecting a call. I'm pausing for a while, right? Okay, right. So we are going to look on Azure cloud, right? How to create account on Azure portal, right? And how we can purchase some resources like what we can say that virtual machine, right? And how we can onboard our SIM, means the Microsoft Sentinel, that we are going to learn is how we are going to learn how to onboard that particular SIM tool on our incident, right? Just a moment, guys. So in order to access the Azure portal, right, we have a link to access the Azure portal. Like just type in Google Azure portal, right? So here it is coming that portal.azure.com. Okay, let's get started. Okay. New to Azure, right? I'm just creating a new right? So I'm suggesting you to try yourself on this, right? I will provide you the access of our virtual environment also, right? But you try on this.
Should we try now?
No, not right now. You can try it later, right? So for example, mm,
It is work on iPad or I have to buy the new laptop?
no, it will work on your iPad also,
Okay, okay.
right? So I'm creating a resource account for me, right? See, I'm as a owner of the company, right? And I am going to create my resources on Azure portal, right? On Azure cloud, correct? So for example, I'm using my email ID as bharat.machi@roi resources.co.uk, right? So this is my email ID, and just click on next. You could not find the account, means it is you need to create this account. So create one. Look like you don't have an account with us, we will need to create. Okay, next, right? I'm creating password, right? Okay, I'm taking the country as United Kingdom. You need to provide your date of birth, right? 1991, and just click on next. It will ask for the code. It will you will receive your you can do it with your Gmail ID also. It's not compulsory to use the what we can say your company account, right? You can try with the Gmail account also. Just a moment. So yeah, okay. I didn't receive any code yet. Resources. Oh, I made mistake while typing an email address. To create one. And this is my email ID. ROI resources. ROIRES. That's right. Okay, let it be. Let's try with my Gmail ID. Okay. 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 Yeah. Yes. So it is accessing the cloud environment of Microsoft, right? I'm writing it my number plus 44733353184. Mhm. You can text me yes, right? So you will receive one verification code. So this is concept of which concept it is using. Can you let me know? Like
The two-factor authentication.
two-factor authentication, exactly. Right, I'm adding it. Okay, correct. I'm not using the company ID right now, just for demonstration. I'm using this, right? So see, if you will create your account with your Gmail ID, you will get a 200 USD credit in your account for first 30 days, right? So for 1 month you can utilize the 200 USD for free of cost, right? And now here you can add your address. Say exit food close the DW134. It's my pin postal code. I would like agree the customer agreement, right? Like to receive and share my information and click on next. It will take some time. Okay. If you are facing any issue while creating this your own account, right, just let me know, right? We will yes, right. So here you need to provide your credit card detail, right? So this credit card detail you have to give it for just for information purpose. It will not going to charge you for first month, right? I will teach you how to unsubscribe this, remove your credit card from the Azure portal also, right? But for initially, you have to enter your credit card information, right? And just click on sign up, right? And so see here it is giving you that you need to provide your debit card or credit card information, right? Let me try with my Monzo account. It will work, I guess. Five three five five double 21452562194, right? Okay, expires on 329. We use your credit card to will help verify the identity during sign up. You may see the temporary $1 authorization place on your card, and we can reserve upon verification. We don't accept prepaid cards, right? See, it is your card won't incur any charges unless you take actions on pay as you go account, right? We have used the free account, and there in just beside the pay as you go there was an option of pay as you go account, right? So we have you use the free account, right? After your Azure credit is used up for 30 days, which comes first, we will ask you want to continue with the pay as you go pricing, right? If it will ask you, if you do, the card you provided will be used as a default payment method for authorizing your payment, right? And you can change the credit card debit card while and billing address at any time, right? So this is all about the, we are doing it for free services, right? Okay, done. Okay, now I am doing it, sign up. It will again ask for some authentication. Okay, what it is showing, protect your account, enable multi-factor authentication. See, it's on the very first step. It is asking me to enable the multi-factor authentication because it is my resource. I am the owner of the company, and I'm creating my resources on Azure portal, right? So it is asking me to enable the multi-factor authentication on my mobile phone, right? Now take action now to secure your account from compromise or protect your any resource, right? So what I'll do, I will also implement multi-factor authentication. So what I need to do, I need to install authenticate Microsoft Authenticator app on my system, on my mobile, right? What I'll do, I'll just take just a moment. Yeah, okay, fine. All right, I have installed the this Authenticator app on my phone, right? Okay, it is asking me for my identity, right? So I'm using this email ID. It is again asking for the code, means let me look into my email. It might have got some, yes, I got the code from Microsoft, right? So I'm typing that code, 951456, right? And verify. All right, so it's all done. I'm not doing anything. Okay, you are ready to start with Azure portal, right? Means my account with Azure cloud, Microsoft Azure cloud service is created, right? I'll just need to click on Azure portal, right? So it will redirect me to see portal.azure.com, right? So if you click on, see, I have not enabled multi-factor authentication. It is prompting me, please enable multi-factor authentication. It is required, right? Let me do it for my phone, right? What it is asking me, see, uh, MFA status not enforced, right? So yes, just moment, close, right? So this is actually our Azure portal looks like, correct? If you go to this menu, right here, you can see all the options: create new resource, home, dashboard, all services, all resources, resource group, right? We will going to learn everything about these things, right? So here you have virtual machine, right? You can create a virtual machine on your for your Azure system, for your resources on your Azure portal, right? Application services, storage account. If you want to create a storage account, so you can just click on this. Just let me try to create a virtual machine for you so that you can, how means this is basically we can say it's a virtualization, right? See, this is your subscription, right? Let's click on this subscription, right? So it will give you the subscription which I have is active, right? And the owner is, I am the owner of this subscription, right? So I have the full authority on this, full rights, full access, full roles and responsibility, right? Will let you know how roles and responsibilities are also working, right? So let's go to this my subscription. So if you look at this, you can see that there is a subscription ID, right? Directory is uk.bharatmachi@gmail.com.on-microsoft.com. This is my resource account. It is active, right? My subscription name is there. My role is owner and the Azure plan, right? If you let me click on this, just a moment. Troubleshooting settings. Okay. Notification. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So see, if you want to cancel out the your subscription, you can just click on this. Your subscription will get cancelled out, right? No need to do anything. Just cancel this, and everything is done, right? Activity. Let's look at the activity. Means any kind of activity is happening in your environment, in your Azure portal, right? See, it's just my company doesn't have any resources right now at the moment, right? If you look at the bigger companies, right, they have almost 500 to 1,000 virtual machine created on this Azure portal, right? So you can say that there are lots of activity log is going to be created over here, correct? So this is all about the activities. IAM access control, correct, means what are the roles and responsibilities. I can see my roles and responsibilities. So whenever I click on this view my access, right, so it will show me that you are the owner of this particular resource, this particular subscription, right? And it will show your roles and responsibilities, right? If you just let me, you are eligible for this type of assignments also, right? Your current role, but it will not showing here, right? So let's look at that also. The role assignment is over here. See that there are all the roles, means I have the all the roles and responsibilities added. So I just want to add some conditions over here if it is required. Constraint user roles. Let me look into this. Add role, right? So see, these are the number of roles available for all the users in this environment, right? You can let me try that. Contributor roles, right? So these are it is showing this list of roles based on the services, right? All the services is means it is having the web application firewall, it is having active directory, it is having virtual machine, it is having servers, right? It is having Kubernetes resource, it is having Docker resource, right? So all the all the roles and responsibilities are listed over here based on the services provided by the Azure portal, right? Privilege administrator role means, see, these are the privilege administrator roles. These roles are only meant for the administrator and the higher level authority, means owner have the grants the full access to manage all the resource, means owner has the rights to what we can say, create the resources, delete the resources, manage the resources, assign the roles. Everything is managed by the what we can say, the contributor, right? If you look at the sorry, this is all about owner. If you look at the contributor role, right, it also has the full access to manage all the resources, but does not allow to assign roles to Azure resource based access control, right? It cannot assign any roles the to the users, right? It can manage all the resources, can create the virtual machine, it can create any resource, but it cannot allow any access to the user. That can be only be done by the owner, right? This is the user access administrator, means lets you manage the user of the Azure resources, right? Role-based access control administrator manages the resources by assigning roles using RBAC, role-based access control, right? And this role does not allow you to manage, what we can say, manage the manage access using other resources, right? So this is all about the, what we can say, the different types of roles based on the resources available in the Azure portal, right? So you will have to learn about the roles which is required for you as a security analyst. Let me type here security. See, security administrator, security assessment contributor, then security denotation. So you required only few roles over here. So you are security analyst, right? So you must have the security administrator role assigned to you. You must have security reader role assigned to you, right? In order to manage, means in order to view incident, in order to investigate incident, these are the prerequisite, means it is the required role that you have. You don't have to learn about the elastic scan owner and the SQLDB. If you are handling the SQLDB, then you have to have this SQLDB contributor. If you are handling elastic, then you have to if you are using Kubernetes, you have to have this, right? So you need to find out your roles and responsibilities based on your designation and your authority, right? And these are the privileged administrator role, right? Means these are the roles which owner and the upper level management must have, right? So these are the highly privileged accounts, right? And you see, whenever you are accessing any environment, don't try to add or delete or do something, right? Whatever assigned task you have, you only have to do that only. Because if you try to do something else, right, it may charge you, it may charge the owner, means whatever credit card account has been linked with that, it will start charging this account the money from that account, right? So don't try to create any resource, don't try to purchase. your task is to your task is to check the incidents that are coming in environment. You can investigate that incident, you can assign that incident, you can close that incident, right? So at level 1, it is the same task that you are going to do, right? Let me check this. You see, if you want, let's look at this later, right? It's not required at this moment. If okay, so this is all about the subscription, right? Billing and cost management, events, it will show the events over here, right? See, there are multiple functions: logic apps, Azure functions, storage queue, webhooks, event hub, hybrid connection. See, you don't have to learn about everything. The important thing is for you is to learn about logic app and Azure function, right? And storage account, right? Rest thing is not required for you, right? Cost management, we can see the analysis, right? Means how many resources we have purchased and what are the cost of that particular resources, right? If you want to set alert, means if you are going to add some if you want to get an alert, like if there is a purchase of I must get notification if a purchase goes above certain dollars, right? So here I can set an alert, right? If my purchase goes above $50, it must notify to me, right? So these type of alert can be uh, uh, created over here. See, alert rules are there, right? uh, let's okay, yes, coming, we can add new rule, we can create over here, and we can just save it, right? So the notification will be received on my email ID, correct? Cost anomaly means, suppose I just write here, I can write down whatever message that I want to and just click on create, right? We'll not do it right now, I'm just demonstrating you, right? So this is the budget, whatever budget that you have used for your environment, right? Billing profile. It will generate invoice on monthly basis, right? So all the invoices and the total amount will be used over here, shown over here, right? So whenever it will provide you what we can say, invoices on monthly basis, right? So on monthly basis, if my account is 2 3 months old, then it will provide me the invoice ID, invoice date, and billing period, and here from here we can download that particular what we can say that invoices, right? Settings. Yes, so these are certain what we can say, the resource group, resources, and all that. And I hope it is how to create account is clear to you, and how to manage this. Is it clear?
Yes, but it is like creating and all, but still like I'm not able to understand properly like what is it about and yeah,
See, whenever you you are you have you used Netflix account,
yeah,
right?
yes, I'm
So
using it.
you have to use the subscription,
Yeah,
right? So you paid some amount in order to see the content of the Netflix,
Netflix. True.
right? So it is the same way if you want to use the resources of Azure Cloud,
Okay.
right? You have to pay for that,
Okay. Yeah.
right? So subscription will give you the information of your subscription, means the whatever subscription you have and whatever resources are there, you can check it on your subscription, right? Suppose I'm working in an organization, right? I'm the owner of the company, and I want to host my website on my Azure Cloud,
Hmm.
right? I don't want my physical infrastructure. I want to manage everything on my cloud environment, right?
Hmm.
So what I'll do, I will create a virtual machine, virtual server on my Azure portal, right? Let me do that. Virtual machine, right? See, it is giving me the option create. If I have created virtual machine over here, it will already listed over here, but it is not created. So let me create this. So it is asking me for prompting me like what Azure virtual machine. Yes, I'm going to use the Azure virtual machine, right? It is creating a virtual machine, right? So this is my subscription, right? Here I will provide the virtual machine name, means Bharat as PC1, right? Let me rename my server 1, right? Correct. So I'm creating a server, right? And I need to create a resource. What is the importance of resource group? So what is happening, if you are creating some resources on Azure cloud, your your resources are going to be managed in a group, right? So in future, if you want to remove these delete this server from if it is not required in your environment, so what you need to do, suppose in future I am going to delete whole my Azure account, right? So you only need to delete the resource group, means because all the resources of your Azure port of your Azure environment is stored in a single resource group, right? So I can create a resource group over here, right? I can rename it as uh moment, writing it as RG resource group Bharat, right? It means my resource, it is a resource group and its name is Bharat, right? And okay. So my resource group is created and my virtual machine means server 1 is created, right? I need to decide the region, means in which data center my system, my server must be reside. Mean For example, I'm selecting it as a US East Zone 2, right? For example, let's say, okay, right? So I selected this.
Yeah.
For example, I'll not going to create, but I'll just show you, right? Availability zone means I need to physical separate your resource within the Azure region, right? You need to select the availability zone, right? Self selected zone, right? Okay, fine. Okay, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. I'm selecting it as a zone 1, right? Security type means what is asking trusted launch security machine, right? So I want the I'm using this service right now. It is the standard, and I want this trusted launch secure virtual machine. Image, it is asking me, see here operating system. Ubuntu, if you want Ubuntu resource, virtual machine with Ubuntu operating system, we can use this also. For example, I'm using this, see all images. See, these are the operating systems that we can create on this, on our this. See, I want Windows Server, correct? So what I'll do, I'll just click over here, right? I click on this and I'll just need to select that Azure Edition or data center. Just a moment, I'll just put the container data center. Okay, what others are there? Small disk Windows Server 2016 data center. Okay, right. So for example, I'm using this Windows Server 19 2019, or let's take this Windows Server 2022 data center Azure edition, right? So I selected this, so it will come here. I want to use it as a 64-bit, right? Run on Azure portal on spot discount. Let's not do that, right? I'm using the free subscription. See, it is showing me the size, right? Standard 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. Its cost is $10.22 per month, right? If you want to, this is the RAM, right? This is the RAM. This is the standard DS1V2 CPU 1 3.5 GB RAM, and its price is almost $85 per month. This is 16 GB RAM. It is having two CPUs, and its cost is $164 per month, right? There are all other size also there, so we can yes, so DS1, right? Okay, let's take this one, right? DS1 general purpose server, right? CPU 1 3.5 GB RAM. Its disk is for giving me the 4, right? And its cost is this. So let's take this one, 3.5 GB RAM, and I'm just click on select, right? I'm here, you need to provide the username and password, right? So I'm using it as UK dot special character is not allowed, right? Right, this is my username. Let's keep it simple, Bharatmachi, right? And I'm using it as a password. So when I click on this, what it is saying that must be 12 collect characters. See, this is, we can say that by input validation, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is something like instead of creating a physical environment, you're creating it online, having
yes,
different roles.
exactly, same.
And so this is the platform where people can work from home and
Yes,
you can
right,
notice everything. Yeah.
right.
And if like when we get into this field, do we have to create this, or it would be already created by
It
the
You don't have to
company?
create that. It would be created or by the company, right?
Okay.
So
And
mhm,
uh, there were these images of Windows, Ubuntu, and other platform operating systems.
mhm,
So if the company has selected one of them, and
mhm,
if we are not using, and
mhm,
can, like if I'm using Mac,
mhm.
so can I operate, or do I have to get that system on my device?
You just have to uh, you just have to, we can say, use the virtual interface, right? You just open the as portal.azure.com, right? You just type your credential, right? And
Yeah.
then you will have access to your terminal. That's it.
Okay, but if the company has
you
selected
you
Ubuntu,
see, you are the security analyst, not you are working in production environment, right? So
okay.
what you are going to monitor, you are not going to get into the virtual machine. I'm just giving you this idea because you must have knowledge about these things also. How to create cloud resources, how to manage the resources, right? You are not
Okay.
you don't have to do anything with the virtual machine, or you don't have to get into the virtual machine and check. Yeah,
Hmm.
right. I will provide you the access to the portal, right? And you just have to manage the infrastructure, right? But this is the how we can create resources on cloud environment,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
just okay, this is all done. And just next we'll check for, yeah, so we have already decided that, yeah, we want to the our disk size. We are going to take not going to take a break, but we are going to wind up this session in few minutes because I have another meeting right now, right? So just 5 minutes more. So here we can specify the size of the hard drive, right? I want, for example, 256, right? It is giving me the configuration. It's not compatible, so I will use the right now this image size default, right? I want the SSD, the premium SSD, standard SSD, HDD, right? I hope we are aware about this SSD, HDD. SSD is something solid state drive, right? And this is the hard drive, correct? It is more SSD is more faster than this S S as SSD is more faster than HDD, right? So I will use the premium SSD, right? Deleted with VM, right? Okay, fine. When I delete the virtual machine, this storage also gets deleted. Key management, we don't have to change anything, right? So this is all done. Let's next go to networking, right? We don't have to change anything over here. Just need to verify, right? This is our virtual network, right? This is our VNet, private VNet, right? Our the subnet mask is this one. Your private IP would be comes from here. The public IP would be your server underscore IP. So it will assign from one of these, right? NIC means it will be basic, and the RDP means where we are going to take the RDP. See, HTTP, if we are going to host a website, then we need to select the HTTP or HTTPS, right? If we are going to create a secure tunnel, then SSH, or we are going to take the RDP means remotely we are going to access it. So just we click on this remote RDP 33. These are the port numbers, right? 804432 and 3389 are the port numbers, right? And just need to go to management, right? You don't have to change anything. You do it as it is. Monitoring, yes, right. Custom data, not required to change anything, right? Okay. What it is asking, tag the name of the, no, I don't want any tags right now. And lastly, we will just it will review. Yeah. So see, its charge is almost 11170 USD per hour, 0.11170 USD per hour. Once the validation gets over, the validation gets over, it will ask me to create, right? See, validation is passed, right? And once I click on the create, it will start creating the virtual machine on my virtual machine with Windows server on my Azure portal, right? So this is how we can create a virtual machine on your environment. It is clear to you.
Yes, boy.
Any other doubt? What about other guys?
Yeah, Bharat, what's our role here? Like, what we gonna do? What we will monitor over here?
That's coming. You are
Uh,
going, right? So this is all about, today's session is all about managing the cloud resources. You are not going to create a virtual machine, or you are not going to host a website, right? Your job is to, like, this is my Azure portal, and I have 500 systems on this cloud environment, right? So your job role is to check who is accessing these 500 system, who are what are the files accessed by these 500 systems, any kind of compromise activities happening on this environment, right? So your job role is to do these things. You are not going to create the virtual machine, but you must have the clear understanding of managing how the resources are getting managed on this environment, right? So this is what we can say is your cloud. Did you got any idea regarding cloud environment?
Yes, boy.
yeah.
Ranjita, Yamini? I will share this recording with you in the group, right? Please
Yes.
try to refer that.
Yes, please,
Yes,
How
yes.
to,
please share the recording.
yes, yes.
Yeah, we need this one.
Yeah. So I think it's very easy. It's not a rocket science to understand this, right? You just have to create your account, and then you go to Azure portal and see. Once I let me log out this. See, right? Let me log out this, right? I just need to now. I want to go to the Azure portal, right? So I just need to go to this. I will provide my password, right? Right, and just click on sign in. It will ask me for the multi-factor authentication. I have not configured yet, but I will show you how to configure that also. So I just clicked on yes, and that's it.
So basically, we don't need to make our, like, you will provide your password and we have to do practical on it, right?
Yes, I will provide you the password.
All right.
So this is your Azure portal, right? This is your Azure portal, and you can do, if I have configured the, what I can think of, if I have configured Azure Sentinel, right? Let me type here Sentinel, right? See, this is your Sentinel. Now this is my cloud environment and this is my Sentinel. I just need to create just need to click on create Sentinel. It will deploy on my environment, and all the systems are getting integrated with this, and incident will start coming on my Sentinel. So everything you are going to manage from this Microsoft Sentinel, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all for today's session, because I have some other meetings today, right? Please go through the recordings again, right? It's very
Yeah.
easy. Try to understand the incident management life cycle, right? It's very important based on the interview perspective also, right? In every session, I'm giving you some interview questions. So try to note down those questions also, right? Alian, do you have any doubt in understanding of this Azure portal?
No, I'm fine. Just need this session. Need this recording to be sent.
Yeah,
That's
sure. I'll share it out in the group, right?
Yes. Thank you.
So thank you guys for joining the call, right? If
Thank
you have
you
any
so
doubts,
much,
query,
Bharat.
please let me know in the group. so
Yeah.
that we can revise this also, right? And on next Saturday we will going to arrange the doubt clarification session. So we will meet again, right?
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Bharat.
So,
Really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
everyone.
Thank you
today.
so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks.
Take care,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.